Okay, so GCC is done. Okay, we ran make install, should have no errors. Your output should be something that looks similar to this right here. If you ran into any errors or anything else like that, it's a little early in the installation. I would recommend that you start over. Okay, so let's CD back up, remove recursive, no verbose, GCC build and or GCC 492 directories. Okay, not the tarball. And we're going to throw an and sign here. That way we can just background that. It can be removed, and we can go ahead and extract our Linux kernel while it's doing the scene. One's getting removed, one's getting extracted. Okay. Now, I usually put these on verbose, but for some of these bigger packages, it takes, to me, it seems to take a little bit more time doing verbose. Now that could be wrong, but I don't know. So we have to extract our Linux kernel, expose the kernel's API headers, and build them. We're not building the kernel yet. The kernel is like one of the last things that we build. And after that, then we have to jump to glibc. RPC headers not properly installed. Okay, I got you. Cool. Cool deal. And I got nothing to say. Should be done in like at least maybe a minute or so. It may be taking a little longer because I am removing the package at the same time. I don't know. We can check our free resources we have over here. 246 free out of 2 gigs. Yeah. On my machine. I have a screen recorder program here that I think I am going to tip some people off to. This is pretty nice. It's called Simple Screen Recorder. However, I'm running Mint 17.1, I think it is, and you don't have FFmpeg libraries, or I don't know what they're doing with Ubuntu Mint thing, whatever. But there is a way to get FFmpeg through restricted, or what is it? Not restricted, PPA, or private package. I don't know what that is. I don't know. But anyway, I will try to turn some people onto this. This is a nice screen recorder. Every other screen recorder I have, every time I make an LFS, I swear I have to find a new screen recorder every single time. One that doesn't lag, one that, you know, converts on the fly or something, and it's just a pain in the butt. I made my own screen recorders. I have a screen recorder, but I can't use it with X, and I really don't want to distance myself too much by putting myself in a TTY setting compared to what somebody else may be running, you know. So that's what I'm doing. It's called Simple Screen Recorder by somebody. It's not in the app-kit. You have to go to a private repository and all that stuff. Maybe I'll do a toot about it. If anybody's interested, leave a comment. Maybe I'll put a thing in the description. Okay, so now we CD into Linux. First thing we have to do is make MR proper. This ensures that there's no stale old source files laying around that could get corrupted when we do this. It's a good idea to make MR proper every time you're building a kernel. For example, if you have a kernel .config file, okay, which gets saved after you do your, say, menu config. After you save your menu config, it gets saved to a .config file. If that .config file is something you don't want, you can MR or make MR proper, and will clean out, and that .config file will disappear. So now you have a new config file. Okay, and it's a good way to start over. Okay, I'm going to Control L instead of clear, and let's go here. It says now extract the user visible kernel headers from the source. That's what we will do. Make install header underscore path equals dest headers underscore install. Okay. This shouldn't really take too long. Here says it's 0.1 SBUs, so maybe even a couple of seconds. Okay, it said they're placed in an immediate local directory and copied to the needed location because the extraction process removes any existing files in target directory. Okay. You guys tell maybe I need to get away from the computer for a bit. Okay, copy, recursive, verbose, dest include all, tools, T-O, tab, / I-N, tab, use your tab, very important, because if tools include, if the include directory was not underneath of tools and we did not use our tab, we would effectively had an error. Okay, that is done. So now let me remove Linux, let me CD back up. Remove our Linux kernel, okay, not our source ball, and background it. Now I want to tar xvf glibc 221. This is 3.9 SPUs. Configure file is not as bad as GCC was, alright, and we still have a GCC to go over one more time. But we need to install our glibc, which contains our main C library, and blah 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 blah. Okay. You can see here after we background a file, you can see here that it tells you when it's done, even if it's not spitting out output. Cd to glibc, and let's say if, then if not recursive, user include rpc types h, then su c make directory parent verbose user include rpc. Okay, and su c copy verbose son rpc / rpc / all.h files to user include rpc. We'll check that, and like I said, I'll just reference eyeball check it, see over /, and that's not right. U over H, that's right. R over S in user, that's not right. Okay, so if I reference check it, you can see something's not right here. What we got here? U over H in include, okay. R, P over R in user, no, we're right. R over S, of course, okay. Make directory parent verbose user include rpc. Okay. Close that if statement. Now fix a regression in the package that affects 32-bit architectures. That's me. Even if you were 64-bit, I would do this anyway. It's not going to harm you. S, if you don't have 64-bit architecture, then it just won't happen. Let's see, 1 / see if that's right. Sed E to architecture 32 / S caret. Okay. Sed E S E2 / S / caret 1 stop / let's check it. Okay. In sys d tab I386 I6 tab multi arch memcop memp tab _ tab. Make directory verbose glibc build. Okay, Now glibc 221 configure. Let's do prefix equals tools, host equals $LFS underscore target, build is going to equal $encapsulate glib tab 2 tab scripts tab config u tab config dot guess. Okay, disable profile. I cannot stress the importance of the tab. Enable kernel. Tab has actually saved me from screwing up many installs. Okay, so it is a very good idea. With headers equals tools include. Let's see, libc cv forced unwind equals yes. Libc cv ctors underscore header equals yes. Libc cvc clean up equals yes. Okay. Okay, here it says here, note there have been reports that this package may fail when building with as a parallel make. If this occurs, then rerun the make command with the JFlags one option. Okay, I don't have a dual core processor. Actually, well, it's hyper-threaded, but I don't have a dual core processor. And actually, setting up for a dual core, I remember in previous LFSs was a bad idea. Okay, because some things in parallel make could be made at wrong times. I don't know. Okay, but nevertheless, if you don't want to risk it, just run as a, don't set up your C flags. Okay, don't run in parallel, anything else like that. And you can do that in the very beginning. Okay, I know a lot of Gen 2 guys like to go ahead and parallel make JFlags and J4 or whatever cores they have. Okay, but I remember when there was a time when that was not recommended. LFS since then has allowed a little room for that. I don't know how much documentation they have on that, but I know it is possible. Okay, so let's see here. Now we can run make install. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be 3.9 SBUs, and it's probably 20-40 minutes, I don't know, 20 minutes for me. We're not done. Next we have to run a simple check and see if our compiler is working. And so we'll let this cook off, and we'll come back. Peace out.